Let's look at the manual mode of the Thermomix TM6. This is the screen that will show every time you turn on your Thermomix. And this shows you the settings to do things manually, which is just the alternative to guided cooking. So with manual, this might be what you need to use if you're sourcing recipes from somewhere other than Cookidoo, which is a great idea too. There's so many websites and books and so forth where you might find other recipes, and with those you can just follow along the steps and it will tell you exactly what to do in terms of time, temperature and speed. So for example, if a recipe has a step and it says let's say it's a recipe like a risotto or a dish that starts off with your garlic and onions. You chop them up and then it's time to cook. So that step might be either 2.5, 3 minutes, let's say 3 minutes. And you do it probably at 100. And then you work out the speed, which we won't do right now. But as soon as I turn the speed, there you go. That's commencing, but I don't want to heat the bowl with nothing in it. So as you get from each of these, you'll see as I click on one of them, it becomes a big circle and the others are smaller. So whichever one is the large circle is what's going to be impacted by the dial as you turn it. So you can use your fingers or a stylus to go from each to each, or you can go here and push in your button and it automatically takes you to the next one. Dial that up and down, go to the next one. That's the same process. Some of the modes like blend mode and so forth, where you're having to go from one thing to a second thing, the dials show as larger and then you can either push or use your finger. So that's how you use manual mode. What I would suggest with manual mode is just take your time. With a new Thermomix, if you're new to the TM6, start off with your Cookidoo recipes, and then as you are more confident and so forth, you can grab other recipes and you'll have a ball. You'll also find that you might just go straight to manual without a recipe for things that you start to know how to do. For example, you know how to turn turn sugar into icing sugar. So you'll automatically just put it on for, probably not even put it on for any time at all, but watch it, or you could put it on for say 45 seconds, 30 seconds, no temperature, and off you go. So with the manual cooking, if you have a temperature set, you must have a time set. If you have it in the mode without any temperature, so it's just going to be chopping or stirring, then it's optional as to whether or not you put a time there. When you're using manual mode, if you need to use the blades in reverse, then you look at the dial for the speed, the one on the right, and you can see the blade icon there. If we tap that, it will change to the reverse symbol, and that is activated reverse. Tap it again. Whoops, I did it twice. And it goes back to the standard blades. The other thing to remember from this screen when you're using manual is you can very quickly swipe across to your other modes. So one of those, importantly of course, is the scales. So straight from there, you can jump into the scales and weigh what you need for each step. You might also, when using manual mode, be asked to knead if you're making dough. So there's the dough step here. And then you just put in the time and the time here, a couple of minutes, and then turn the dial. I'll stop that. And that goes straight into the kneading function, the same as you would have pressed a button on the TM31 and used the dough function on the TM5. So we'll click to go back home. Also across here is your turbo. So that is your turbo blast click on there, and you've got the option for up to 2 seconds. So you can do 1, 2 seconds or half a second. Then you click on the other dial, turn it, and it's done. Click on home and you're back to manual mode. Okay, so I think that covers manual cooking, and I hope you'll give it a go.